Look, I know we're all different, right, in terms of our mental health. But if you're anything like me, right, someone that struggles, I go up and down in my mood a little bit. Sometimes I get really low. Sometimes I feel mildly depressed, right? My advice to you, if you're struggling right now with your mental health, just do not turn to anything. Do not turn to antidepressants. Do not turn to junk food. Do not turn to alcohol. Do not turn to drugs, nicotine, gambling, or anything else that will self-soothe that low mood or depression. If you just battle with it, if you just surrender to that suffering and admit, okay, I'm feeling absolutely miserable and my brain just wants me to go to something to self-soothe to make me feel better, don't. Just accept that is how you're feeling and that is how you might feel for a while. But I find in myself, if I keep exercising, if I keep eating healthy, if I keep trying to get as much sleep as I can, if I keep reading and journaling and getting out in daylight and seeing some sunshine and doing everything I can for my physical health, my mental health eventually starts becoming brighter. Okay? It just happens, but you just have to stay in that rut until that happens. And keep forcing yourself to do the right thing. And it is just forcing yourself to do the right things. Do not turn to anything, because what happens then is you're turning to this stuff. The next morning you wake up and you're even more depressed because you're now having effects, sugar come downs, hangovers, withdrawals, whatever it might be. Right, you stay up all night scrolling through Netflix or through your phone, and now you're waking up exhausted because your mental health's now even worse because you've just stayed up all night. Just do the right things. Don't give yourself an option, because then you're going to come out the other side. It could be a week, and eventually you'll just think, "Do you know what? I actually feel much, much better today." Maybe that nutrition that you've been feeding yourself has taken a week to kick in. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Maybe the daylight you've been seeing daily for that half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour that you've been outside getting some daylight behind the retina in the eye that sends signals to the brain that releases serotonin that stabilises your mood. Maybe it takes a week to then bring you up and make you feel good again. That's all antidepressants do. They just regulate your serotonin hormone. And that's exactly what the sunshine does. Just do the things that I'm preaching and teaching that you should do on a daily basis. Follow my page. Take a look at all my videos, the message that I'm putting out there on a daily basis, because I'm talking from experience. I'm not a life coach who is only talking from things they've read or from things they've heard or from things they're looking up on ChatGPT and just passing the message on. I'm talking from true experience. So listen to me, because I bloody well know what I'm talking about. And I'm doing well for myself. And yes, I still struggle. Yes, I'm an imperfect human being, but I know what it takes to get out of that rut. I know what it takes to get healthy. I know what it takes to get out of that mental dark place that you're in and actually start achieving and doing the positive things in life and being a role model and an inspiration for everybody else. And you can do the same thing too, but you have to suffer in that moment. It might take a week, it might take 2, it might take 3 months, but eventually you will start to feel better if you do the right things and if you do not turn to anything that's going to give you instant gratification in the moment.